in what is really happening. Why does it seem like there is a price war going on? Alan Ijeoma has answered this question. The chairman of Nigerian indigenous carrier Airpeace, Alan Ijeoma, raised alarm that foreign carriers operating the Nigeria-UK route are allegedly conspiring to send Airpeace out of international operations by crashing airfares on the route. Now, he gave the revelation on Tuesday this week while featuring on a television program. He alleged that there is an unspoken alliance amongst foreign airlines to use lower pricing to eject Airpeace from the Nigeria-London route. He's saying if they take out Airpeace prematurely, this country will pay dearly for it. 10 times over, billions will be lost. There will be another heavy strain on the naira. He's basically saying don't allow them to take Airpeace out of business. More on that as the program progresses. Moving on from that, we'll be looking at the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in last year's general elections. Peter will be reacting to the new electricity tariff hike. This is also an issue that has been making major headlines for about 2 weeks now, ever since it was announced that customers on the band A will have to pay higher tariff. Now, the former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi said it is better to raise the price of electricity for wealthy people than the other way around. Now, you recall that the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission last week announced an increase in tariffs for Band A users. In response to the development, Obi is declaring that this is the answer. This is not the answer to Nigeria's electrical problems. He's saying it makes sense to raise tariffs, but for urban regions that can afford them, and not for rural areas where people are just managing to get by. Is that an assertion that you agree with? We'll move on from that. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, warning schools, supermarkets, hotels, and others against charging for services in the country in dollar or any other foreign currency. Now, the EFCC chairman, Ola Olukoede, in the last edition of the Commission's monthly e-magazine released on Monday, threatened to jail anyone found dollarizing the economy. Now, dollarizing the economy means you price your goods and your services, you price your products, you price your food, you price your item in dollars. Why? We're in Nigeria. We are Nigerians. Our currency is the naira. Why are you pricing your goods and your services in dollars? You might say, okay, this is because of the exchange rate. I import my goods before I sell, and I just want to price it at, I just want to put it, a fair value, Even if that is the case, you're not allowed, you're not supposed to transact in dollar in Nigeria. You cannot go abroad, you cannot go to America and try to buy something with the naira. Nobody will collect it from you. There is no reason why we should be also using dollar in Nigeria, and that's what the EFCC is saying. He's saying anyone caught collecting dollars for services or goods will be treated as a criminal in accordance with relevant Nigerian laws. We'll be moving on from that to the Northern Elders Forum, fuming, seriously saying, we regret voting for the incumbent president and we will not repeat that mistake in 2027. Now, the Northern Elders Forum said the Northern region regrets voting for President Tinubu in the 2023 general elections. They said it was a mistake voting for the president, voting for the APC, and that they have learnt their lesson. Now, they came hard on the president, while lamenting the issue of growing insecurity across the country. They said the recent abduction of Kuriga school children in Kaduna State indicated that the present government has failed to protect Nigerians with just a few months in office, right? Now, you recall that in last year's general elections, President Tinubu polled a total of about 8.8 million total votes to be declared president. The northern region of the northwest, the northeast, the north central reportedly gave the president a combined vote of 5.4 million. Now, responding to a question on the recent visit and donations by former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi to northern communities, the Northern Elders Forum said they made a mistake in voting for the incumbent president and they've learned from their past misstep and will strive to select a candidate who can unite the country and govern in the best interest of all Nigerians. There was a response because the APC was definitely not happy to hear about this. And finally, the federal government has activated an app for citizens to track ministers' performance. Now, this is one, I don't know if it's laudable or laughable, right? A delivery tracker app, which is to enable all citizens to view their deliverables and key performance indicators for all ministers and give their assessment on the performance of each of the minister. It was reportedly activated on Monday. Special Advisor to the President on Policy Coordination and Head of the Central Delivery Coordination Unit, Hadiza Bala Usman, who launched the app, says there is a need for the app to go live, and it's in line with President Bola Tinubu's desire to ensure that all citizens are an integral part of the monitoring and performance management process of the government. They're saying, we want you to evaluate your ministers. We want you to tell us if you think they are doing well. Okay, I have quite a few questions on this one, but we'll be taking it as the program progresses. It is now time for me to introduce my guest. You know him. He's Mr. Peter Anosike, a philosopher, development economist, journalist, and best-selling author. He's the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. Here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium-Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMIDA, which is a federal government agency in charge of small and medium businesses in Nigeria. Welcome to the recap today, Mr. Anosike, and happy weekend.
Thank you for having me.
How are you today?
I'm okay.
Can you hear me? All right, we're good to go. So we have quite a bit to discuss today, beginning with what this headline calls a devilish conspiracy. The Epis boss is lamenting, saying they want to push me out of business. They want to frustrate me out of business. They are reducing their prices now that I've come with my Lagos to London route, and they just want to try to frustrate me out of business. And I need Nigerians to support me and make sure that this does not happen. Now, earlier in the week, we had an aviation analyst speaking about how what people are just seeing, what the prices that people are seeing are actually wrong, because Epis is taking a direct flight Lagos to London, let's say for about 600,000 naira, Lagos to London for 7 hours. Then other airlines come and say, oh, we're doing this for 300,000 or 200,000. But then people don't really look, and they don't realize that that is a 27-hour flight with so many laybys, so many layovers, and it's not a direct flight. They end up spending over 1 day in transportation when they could have taken a 7-hour flight. And also it's for a one-way ticket, so you get a return ticket from Airpeace for like 600,000 naira while you're buying that at half the price another airline, but you don't know that there is no return ticket. It's just a one-way ticket, so when you're returning you may not have to pay more or less, as the case may be. Is there really a conspiracy surrounding ever since the Epis Lagos to London route came out? Would you say that you're seeing the issues of conspiracy and just an underlying way to frustrate this Nigerian indigenous carrier out of business?
There's a conspiracy, there's a real conspiracy, there's a breeding conspiracy. But the conspiracy started from within. The biggest conspiracy was the former aviation minister, Sirika. Sirika was the first person that began to conspire against the APs. Sirika was the first person that wanted to throw Sirika, wanted to throw Andrew Onyema out of business because of his own personal interest. Because he allowed himself to be compromised by the foreign airline operators and the Ethiopian airline owners. And if you know the trillions of money that got wasted under this man, assuming that Nigeria is a country that has rule of law, Sirika should be speaking from Kuje prison and not going to anywhere to grant interview. Because this is a man who defrauded Nigerians openly.
With the whole Nigeria Air issue.
With the Nigerian Air, which is one of the biggest fraud in the history of this country. Air Nigeria was just 3 days before the end of his administration. But because he has compromised, he wants to make sure that they will not ask him for a return of the money. That was the abracadabra that Nigerians saw on that day. Within 3 hours, over $3.5 billion has disappeared. Do you know that under Sirica, Nigerians are wasting more than $20 billion a week, 20 billion naira a week? Now, what Anden Onyema did should have been done long ago.
The Lagos to London route.
Yes.
And this is the first time in 7 years that a Nigerian indigenous carrier is going that route.
It is innovation. It is innovation. He saw a need that needs to be filled. He saw how these foreign operators have been exploiting us and saying, no, this shouldn't continue. But a Nigerian who is being paid with our tax money decided to go against it. The Qatar Airlines and the Emirates Airline come to Nigeria 20 times in a week. And if you check at the old price before Anden Onyema crashed it, you will see how much Nigerians are being exploited on a daily basis. At least in a week, more than 20 billion goes from a single airline alone. UAE encourages their airlines to be competitive, to be making a profit. UAE sells Jet A fuel for Emirates and Qatar so that they'll be going out and be bringing tourists, which is one of the biggest source of external
Profit, income.
revenue.
Revenue.
But this man sold Nigeria to Ethiopian airline, and imagine the agreement that the aviation minister signed with the Ethiopian airline.
And you feel that was where the whole conspiracy against Air Peace started from?
That's from where it started from. Understand? He never wanted airline that's Air Peace to operate. He never wanted Air Peace to go to become an international airline. That was why he did everything to make sure that Ethiopian airline come into this country and take our jobs, take our money. And today, he is going from one TV station to another, somebody who should be in prison if Nigeria has a legal system. Mind you, I have said here that what you have in Nigeria is a legal system, not a justice system. There's no justice system in the country. That's why Sirica is still operating from his house instead of from Kuje prison.
Okay. So in the course of interviews, right, Alan Onyema said, and I quote, "If they take out Air Peace prematurely, this country will pay dearly for it, 10 times over. Billions will be lost. There will be another heavy strain
Billions
on the naira."
we already been lost on a daily basis under the former aviation minister. Because they did not want to encourage indigenous airlines. Because they have already been compromised by foreign airlines. So it is unfortunate that Sirica is not talking from prison. Because he gave foreign airline operators the opportunity to be exploiting us on a daily basis. Imagine, check what Anden Onyema did from 3.5 to 1.2. Imagine what Nigerians have been paying on a daily basis to UK. So imagine what will now happen if there's no if Anden Onyema did not take this bold step.
If there is this conspiracy, how can it be stopped from going further?
Well, everybody should join hands. We have to save our own. Understand? We have to fight for Onyema, that is against the foreign the foreign conspirators.
Many Nigerians have said it doesn't matter what's been said, whether there's a conspiracy or not. Wherever they see cheaper flights is where they will buy their tickets.
But they don't understand this.
The future implications.
They don't understand what is going on. One, they are killing businesses, they are killing jobs. Understand me? And again, they don't understand when a ticket is 600,000 and 500,000. Even if you go to Sokoto, Adamawa, this is this radio station goes everywhere. In Adamawa, in Sokoto, that's Okada has two prices. They can tell you speed 100 naira, snow 150. Choose one. Understand me? Snow 150, speed 100. Because if you take speed, the Okada rider will not consume much fuel. Do you understand it? So that's what Tony Aden Onyema did. Understand? His listen to UK is straight hours, and from Nigeria to UK is between 6 and 7 hours. But the other one that you are going to pay 300, 400, there will be many stopovers.
And that's what people need to understand.
There will be many stopovers, and as you are stopping, you are wasting your precious time. You are spending your money. So this is what people don't understand. With the stopovers, stopovers are for people who are not conscious of time, who have no business. Understand? So if you have business, if you are conscious of your time, one way, 6 hours you are in UK, and that's what Tony did. So if you see these people talking about 350, 400, are people who are not conscious of their time. So Nigerians should run around to support Tony Onyema,
To support
Onyema. But domestically, he has his own problem.
How?
As he's crying of being conspired abroad, he is also conspiring against his own people.
How?
In the country.
How?
The air ticket to Anambra during Easter was 400,000, 380,000 to 400.
Lagos to Anambra.
Yes, during this Easter. Understand me? So he is exploiting his own people. It is very, very wrong. There's no reason why a ticket from Lagos to Anambra or a ticket from Lagos to Asaba will be 380,000 to 400,000. It is exploitation.
But why so high?
He was exploiting his own people. Because if you check, Asman is from Kanu. He doesn't charge much. He doesn't charge much. So at home, we can join hands to fight for him against foreign invaders. But at home, he's not doing well. He is not doing well. He is exploiting his own people back home. There's no reason that a ticket from Lagos to Anambra should be 400,000. Every Christmas, every December, he exploits Igbo people. And now he wants people to come and fight for him.
So it's a two-way thing.
It's a two-way thing.
Okay, let's move on because of our time to our very next topic, where Peter Obi is talking about the electricity tariff hike, saying it's better to raise the price of electricity for the wealthy than the other way around. Okay,
I want to first of all enlighten Nigerians on this ban thing before I go into what Peter Obi said. Some media houses has started writing that P2B backs Tinubu on electricity tariff. P2B did not back Tinubu. It is a false information. P2B has a different view of that. So they are now trying to use the P2B as supporting Tinubu on that. P2B never supported Tinubu.
But he did say the whole increase of tariff was not in itself a bad thing. It's just that the poor, the vulnerable people are also suffering it. Like if you want to increase electricity tariff, it should be for the wealthy and not for the poor ones.
Okay, now I want to start with it. And now these Nigerians, why I keep on saying that the country is a fraud, understand? Starting from our constitution. The first sentence in the 1999 constitution says, "We the people of Nigeria hereby resolve to live together." There was no day that the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Benis, the Efiks were asked, "Do you want to be in Nigeria?" That question was never asked. Then are the people that are saying we Nigerians hereby resolve to is fraudulent. The same way this band A, band B, band C, band E is also fraudulent. Because there was never any day anybody was asked which band do you want to belong to.
So it's only when there was an increase for people even started taking notes of things like that.
There was never any day anybody was asked, Ajegunde, which band do you want to belong to? K2, which band do you want to belong to? That question was never asked. So this is also fraud. So National Electricity Regulation Commission divided the Nigerian electricity consumers into 5 bands. Band A, B, C, D, E. Band A, according to them, are those who are receiving 20 to 24 hours supply of electricity per day. That's the band A, 20 to 24 hours. Then band B, those that are receiving 16 hours supply per day.
Is there anywhere in Nigeria that people are receiving up to 24 hours of light per day?
That's the fraud.
That's not service estate.
That's the fraud. So band B, those that are receiving 16 hours power supply per day. Band C, those that are receiving 12 hours power supply a day. Band D, those that are receiving 8 hours power supply a day. Then band E, those that are receiving 4 hours supply. So Nigerians don't know the band that they belong to. So there's no way you can know whether you are receiving 4 hours, 8 hours, or 12 hours. Now, they say that the band A, that's those that are receiving 20 to 24 hours, constitute the 15%. And because of that, their tariff was increased from 650 naira to 200.
From 65 naira to 225 naira.
To 225. Then you have read those that are in band A. The high-brow areas are not in band A. So do you now mean that the NERC is supplying the poor people more in the streets than the rich people? That shows that it is fraud. It is fraud because they are exploiting the people that had no voice. They know that if they say that Ikoyi, Neki, VGC are in band A and they are getting 8 hours, they will make noise. They have voice. So what they now do is to push this their so-called band A to voiceless people. Imagine Iju, Shaga, Obwa. Those are the areas that they put in band A, where the poor people are staying. And they are exploiting the poor people, robbing the poor and giving to the rich. That's what they are doing. Now, if you receive 4 hours power supply today, tomorrow you receive 6. Are you in band E or in band D? You don't know. But if our National Orientation Agency is working, they should have educated Nigerians on this. Because Nigerians are confused. They don't know where they belong to. And this is just forced on them. Because they do not ask you which band do you want to belong to. So for what P2B said, P2B did not support the increase in tariff. Just like they also said that P2B supported the subsidy. P2B said that removing subsidy is important, but there are things that need to be done before it is removed. P2B said, one, if Nigerians are paying what they are consuming, there will be no complaint. If you give me 12 hours power a day and I'm paying for 12 hours, I wouldn't complain. But you are paying for 12 hours a day and you are receiving only 4 hours. So what P2B said is that increasing of the tariff is okay if the price, if the service is in tandem with the payment, and that you shouldn't be robbing the poor and giving to the rich. That's what P2B said. P2B never backed the increase in tariff. But because these people are in control of the media, they are the architects of the fake news. They just say that P2B backs Tinubu. P2B has his own idea of increment.
Okay, then. Let's move on from this topic because of our time. I did say that at exactly 5 p.m. the phone lines will be open, and we're trying to meet up with that time to make sure that you are also involved in the conversation. Today, you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent, and the voice you've been hearing belongs to Peter and Nosike. All right, let's move on to the very next topic. Don't transact in dollar. EFCC warns schools, hotels, and others. This should be something that goes without saying, but then can you really blame those who are charging for their services in dollars, seeing as Nigeria's exchange rate has been volatile in recent times? But also, should this not go without saying, like, accept your own nation's currency for goods and services bought from you while in that country?
Let me tell you that the truth. That is an act of terrorism.
To charge for your services in another currency.
If you do it in America, you go to jail. Take Naira, go to New York, give it to somebody, police will arrest you. Because you are a sovereign country. You're not supposed to transact a different currency in a different country. So it is wrong. And this is one of the things that has affected our Naira. Because people now use dollars in Nigeria. You cannot use pounds in America. You cannot use Naira in Dubai. Even if you go to Niger here, before you must change your Naira to their own. So for me, I saw it as a welcome development. And this is one thing that will help to increase the value of our Naira when we begin to do business in Nigeria with our own money.
But shouldn't that actually go without saying, like, accept your nation's currency for goods that you're selling? Shouldn't that go without saying? And also, that's why I asked the question, can we blame those who are charging so Many of them are importers who have to pay for the goods that they import in dollars and feel that they want to charge for the value of that good. If they have to put it in naira, it might sound too high to those who want to buy.
No, what you are paying in dollars in Nigeria is equivalent in naira. What you are paying for the equivalent of that in naira. In Nigeria here, people pay school fees in dollars. In Nigeria, pay house rent in dollars. Go to supermarket, buy in dollars in a sovereign country. This is undermining our own currency. It's not good at all. Russia now, their currency is very, very strong because before you can buy any of their products, you have to buy in their own currency.
So they are not doing any exchange rate or anything.
You have to buy in their own currency. And this is how to strengthen the currency of a country. I have said it over and over. We are supposed to be selling our crude in naira. Our budget is supposed to be in naira. Our yearly budget. Tinubu is supposed to be announcing his budget in naira. Governors are supposed to be announcing their budgets in naira. This is how that to make our naira strong. But here, the rich, as a journalist, I've gone to many press conferences. What they give you is dollars. But it cannot happen in any other country of the world. So the rich are not respecting our naira, but they will tell you to respect Nigeria. So for me, it is a good move by the EFCC, and this is one of the ways to make our naira strong. When we begin to do business with our own currency, so it is a good move, and they should try to enforce it. Everywhere they are using dollars for school fees, for rents, they should go and make sure that it's stopped. They should begin to respect our currency.
And that would help the currency gain ground.
Become more valuable. Because people are boasting to you that they don't spend naira. That wedding, they didn't spray this, that it was dollars that they were spreading in a sovereign country. It's not right at all.
Okay, then you are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent, and the voice you've been hearing belongs to Peter Anosike. He's a development economist, acclaimed author, as well as a political, social, and national affairs analyst. And we've been looking at quite a number of issues today on the recap, and we'll be moving on right about now as we have quite a bit to cover before 5 p.m. when the phone lines will be open. Now, this was one that actually caused quite a ruckus in the Nigerian political circles when the Northern Elders Forum, in annoyance, said that they regretted voting for Nigeria's current president. They're saying, they regret voting for the APC. Because right now there's been growing insecurity in the country. Insecurity just keeps getting worse every day. They're lamenting, saying, Kuriga school children who were abducted in Kaduna indicate that the present government has failed to protect Nigerians with just a few months in office, and all of this are happening. What happens when you do your full first term, the full stretch, the 4 years? I mean, what happens? What would Nigerians have to do? Will insecurity continue, or when will it be tackled? What do you think about this?
Well, for me, I have said in this studio that when you compare the first 10 months of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the first 10 months of Buhari, and the first 10 months of Tinubu with regard to insecurity, Buhari has the worst. When you compare their first 10 months with regard to insecurity, Buhari has the worst and Jonathan has the best. But mind you, in that first 10 months of Buhari, Northern Elders Forum did not say that they regretted voting
for him.
Buhari. They never said that they regretted voting Buhari, because in the first 10 months of Buhari, about 8,900 people were killed in his first 10 months. Jonathan has 2,000 in his first 10 months, and Tinubu has about 6,000 and something. But they never regretted voting for him. So for me, it seems that they are waking up at the moment, because they are now talking of competency, not nepotism, understand? Not religion. Because as I've said, hunger is a unifier. Hunger does not belong to any political party. It cuts across. So it is now affecting everybody. But the truth is that it is the North that made Tinubu president. It is the North because, as they stated there, Tinubu has about 8 million and something votes. And out of that 8 million and something votes, the North gave him 5 million rand. Tinubu did not even get up to 2.5 million votes in the Southwest. So it is the North that made him president. But we should be talking of one Nigeria, not ethnicity. Because what Tinubu is doing now is the nepotism that people were criticizing under Buhari. That's making a government a Fulani affair.
By saying we put you there and we expect you to act in our interests.
That's where they felt that Tinubu erred, because they are not getting the lion's share of Tinubu's administration with regard to appointment, sharing of money, and other things. Insecurity is not really, they just use the insecurity as a distance. So they mentioned that they are not getting the lion's share of appointment.
Because I was going to ask and say, when you said, oh, that's not the thing, and it's more about them not getting through to the largesse, in government, I wanted to say, but they pointed out the issue of insecurity and said, look, this is giving us issues.
They are using insecurity as a cover. I said,
as a cover,
the first 10 months of Buhari with regard to insecurity is worse than the first 10 months of Tinubu. Why didn't they complain under Buhari? Because everything was centered around them. But now the equation has changed. That is the only reason that they are coming up with this. Because they feel that Tinubu will hand over the economy to them. But it's not even about power. What do you do with power? The North have been holding power more than 45 years of Nigeria independence. What have they done with it? What has they done with it? What development has come to the North because they have been holding power? The answer is zero. But every year, they will still be asking for power. So that they regret is just because they are not getting the lion's share in Tinubu's government. They felt that they made this man president and he abandoned them and is now taking care of his own people. So the insecurity thing is a cover-up. They are not bothered about even if 1 million people die in a week.
Well, Mr. Noske, how would you know? You know, if I to look at it, like you're not even in their minds to say that this is actually the way that they feel about it. And if they say, because the insecurity is extremely worrisome, and if they're pointing that out, isn't it time for Nigerians and the federal government to listen?
Insecurity is a big challenge, but they never raised this issue under Buhari. Why?
And that's the one issue that you have with the timing of their waking up, like you called it.
So the eyes are now open, and there's a saying: when chickens wake up, it becomes an ego. So I pray, let their eyes continue to be open. Let them go beyond this ethnicity and religion and begin to vote for competent people.
Okay, it is time for us to let go of ethnicity, religion, and whatever else impedes us and vote for people who actually have our best interest at heart. All right, then. Let's move on to the final topic for today before we begin to open the phone lines. The federal government has unveiled an application for citizens to track ministers' performance. The one question I have on this thing is it just ministers? What about governors? What about the presidency? What about local government chairmen? So many Nigerians don't even know their ministers, and how would they know how to rate them? Right, you might have this app that has been unveiled, and they say, okay, you can rate your ministers there. Let us know if we should keep this one to go for another tenure. Let's know if you think this one is doing well. But a lot of Nigerians do not even know their ministers. There are a lot of several different ministries that have been created, several different ministries that have different ministers and different, bosses and chairmen that Nigerians don't know about. How about we start from local government, the one that's closest to us, and let's rate our local government chairman, but taking it up to the point of saying, okay, let's track our minister's performance. Do you think this is something that will work?
Well, for me, it's a waste of time. It's just to keep Nigerians busy. It's just a way of keeping Nigerians busy, but nothing comes out of it. It's just to show that there's transparency, that we are carrying people along. If they are carrying people along, if there's transparency, why didn't they ask Nigerians' opinion before the increase in electricity? Why didn't they ask Nigerians, should we remove a subsidy? So this is just a kind of to manipulate the people.
Okay, so if you want to unveil an app for citizens to get involved in governance, it should cut across everything.
That app is a waste of time. Understand me? It's a waste of time. Because, one, say all the negative things about Adenebu, that the power minister, nothing will happen. Complain about what they do, nothing will happen. Understand me? So this is just for those who have nothing better to do. Understand? And whoever is sending message there is wasting time.
You don't think it's something that would be taken seriously, even if people take their time to actually, check out ministers?
Nothing at all. And I know that May 29, they will count it as one of the achievements, because now they are on shopping spree for achievements. They are looking for what they will use that to fill this is what we achieved in the last 1 year. So they are going to include this. But this is absolute nonsense.
The unveiling of the app
is nonsense.
I feel that's not what we should be doing at this point.
It's nonsense.
But if it were to make sense to you, right? And I'm asking the question, why just go all up to ministers? What about local government chairman, councillors, the ones who are closer to the people, the ones in the grassroots? How about we start from there? Would it have made sense?
One, APC is not in control of all the states. Understand me? You cannot do it in Abia. You cannot do it in Anambra. So he has done it for the people that he feels that he has control over. He has no control over the local government chairman or the governors. He did not elect them. He did not appoint them. So those ones, the ministers, the MDAs, the agencies are those that he has control over. So going to governors and local government chairman is overstepping his boundary. Yeah, but this one self is a waste of resources. And if they will tell you how much this app costs, it will be in billions. And it's money that has gone into somebody's private pocket.
Okay. One final topic before we'll have to pick calls. It's exactly 8 minutes before 5 p.m. right here on the number one station that gives you a voice. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. If you're just joining us, you've missed quite a bit, but welcome. We still have about an hour to go before the program comes to an end. And I also want to look at this particular situation where Abayomi Arabambi is saying Peter Obi lacks the human managerial capacity and the capability. You would always say it is a fruitful tree that people will throw stones at. Do you think that's the situation right here?
Arabambi is a tout.
It's the way you say it with conviction.
100% conviction. Arabambi is a tout.
Why do you term him as such?
Namibia Papa is a tout.
Why do you term him
Namibia
as
Papa
such?
was a tanker driver in Ibadan.
And is that why you say he's a tout?
Does tanker drivers have a PhD? He's a tout.
Do tanker drivers have PhDs? Well, that's a conversation for another day.
Arabambi
argue that they do.
Arabambi is a tout. Namibia Papa is a tout.
Is it because they are factional members of the Labour Party or because of their factionalizing the party?
They are touts. And they speak like touts. They reason like touts. Understand? What pedigree? They don't know the pedigree of P2B. And even if they are to incarnate 5 times, they cannot reach half of P2B. If Arabambi is to incarnate 5 times, he will not reach the toe of P2B. If Namibia Papa is to die and incarnate 5 times, he will not reach the toe of P2B.
All right.
In management.
Instead of can we I use the word vilifying them for saying this or for the faction in the Labour Party, how about we look at details and things that actually make what they have said wrong? Let's look at his managerial capacity and capabilities, his ability and what he's done.
They have no capacity to judge P2B. A chicken cannot judge an ego. A chicken cannot judge an ego. So from the beginning, the messenger has no credibility, has no integrity.
And that's why you won't listen to
I won't listen to it. I won't waste my time.
Okay. Still on the Labour Party situation, right? A few people have actually been telling Peter Obi, look, it may be time to move on from the Labour Party. Is that an assertion that you would agree with?
Peter Obi is an adult.
And he knows what's best for him.
He knows what's best for him.
So if he wants to leave the party, would you support that decision?
My decision may not be his decision.
But as someone who admires his work, would you say that's the best thing to do under the circumstances?
He should know. He's an adult. He should know what is best for him.
All right. He has supporters that are called the Obedience. All right. If you were one and you heard that, okay, the principal wants to leave the party, would you support it?
If Labour Party is messed up and it is messed up, you must not be with drowning people.
But then there is a school of thought that sees it as political harlotry. Right, they are saying, oh, you've gone from ABGA to the PDP to the Labour Party, and now it's looking like he may move on to another party, maybe the SDP or any other party.
Okay. Tinubu started from AD. to AC, to ACN, to APC. What is that?
There was a merger at some point where these totally different parties.
So AD merged with AC.
No, I'm saying that there was a merger at some point where the ACN merged with Buhari's party then, and they became the CPC, and then they became the
Has
APC.
Republicans and Democrats ever merged? That you are merging means that you have no ideas of your own.
But isn't it? Can't it also be seen as a way to wrest power by joining forces?
For me, P2B is not a desperate person.
And if he chooses to go, it won't just be because of the issues of the Labour Party.
He is not a desperate person, and all he is doing is to help Nigerians. He is a very comfortable man. He is a very comfortable man. So he is not doing anything for himself. He is doing it for Nigerians, for the betterment of Nigerians, not for himself. He is contented.
Okay, you are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent, and the program is 1 hour. And if you're just joining us, you've missed quite a bit, but it continues. Let's take a very short break, and when we return, it will be 5 p.m. on the dot, and I'll be taking your calls and your messages on WhatsApp, on YouTube, and everywhere else. When I get back from the short break, I'll also be telling you the phone lines and the WhatsApp line to reach out to. This is the recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Stay tuned.
You have to know the past to understand the present. So, let's bring you up to speed on important moments in the polity that you might have forgotten.
Politics as normal have been suspended today.
Detailed review plus analysis of all the local
Senate moves to recover 6 trillion naira ground rent from property owners, page 5.
and foreign stories that made the headlines during the week.
President Putin accepts defeat. President Putin keeps on coming back for more.
All of the intrigues,
CSS confirmed interest flow in store interim government.
tension,
The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do now.
suspense, and political dramas.
This is a shining moment. I commend
The
INEC.
higgy haggers that took center stage just within the week.
You cannot criticize African countries for being undemocratic.
Will resist interim government.
Join the conversation on the recap every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. only on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Study the past if you want to define the future. You have to know the past to understand the present. So, let's bring you up to speed on important moments in the polity that you might have forgotten.
Politics as normal have been suspended today.
Detailed review plus analysis of all the local
Senate moves to recover 6 trillion naira ground rent from property owners, page 5.
and foreign stories that made the headlines during the week.
President Putin accepts defeat. President Putin keeps on coming back for more.
All of the intrigues,
CSS confirmed interest flow in store interim government.
tension,
The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do now.
suspense, and political dramas.
This is a shining moment. I commend
The
INEC.
higgy haggers that took center stage just within the week.
You cannot criticize African countries for being undemocratic.
Will resist interim government.
Join the conversation on the recap every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. only on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Study the past if you want to define the future. You have to know the past to understand the present. So, let's bring you up to speed on important moments in the polity that you might have forgotten.
Politics as normal have been suspended today.
Detailed review plus analysis of all the local
Senate moves to recover 6 trillion naira ground rent from property owners, page 5.
and foreign stories that made the headlines during the week.
President Putin accepts defeat. President Putin keeps on coming back for more.
All of the intrigues,
CSS confirmed interest flow in store interim government.
tension,
The process through which people come into office is far more fundamental, more important than what they do now.
suspense, and political dramas.
This is a shining moment. I commend
The
INEC.
higgy haggers that took center stage just within the week.
You cannot criticize African countries for being undemocratic.
Will resist interim government.
Join the conversation on the recap every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. only on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Study the past if you want to define the future.
Welcome back. It is now exactly 5 p.m. on the dot right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And so it's that hour where I get to pick your calls, I take your messages on WhatsApp, on YouTube, and via the phone lines. Okay. You know that situation when you're feeling some type of way and you go to the hospital and the doctor does many tests and say nothing is wrong with you. I'm telling you, that's what I'm experiencing right now, but not health-wise, technical-wise, honestly, and it's annoying me, but that's okay. Today is not about me, it's about you. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Now, let's have an agreement before I begin to take any calls. I have a few stipulations. 1, be polite. Please be polite. All right? Be polite. Be factual. That's 1, be polite. 2, be factual. Please, make for no quarry. All right? And also just keep it short so that others can call in as well. 0700 903 903 903 on WhatsApp, call and chat. 0817 175 6338. I look forward to taking your calls. I can see the calls that have been coming in on WhatsApp. Call me up. I'm ready to take it right now. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. You're our very first caller for the evening. What's your name and location, please?
Good afternoon, Ijeoma.
Hello, what's your name and location, please? Welcome, Nemeka. Let's hear from you in a minute. We spoke about quite a few topics. Which one touch you for body?
All the news you touch me for body. All the news because all you don't give good record about us at all. But meanwhile, I agree to you first.
Thank you so much.
To my brother. God bless you, my dear. Ijeoma, those that is talking about my senior PTOB.
Una go the same school.
Yes.
Una go the same school. That's good.
Yes, it's my senior from street. They bond all of us together at one street. It's a man I can stand for in everything. When people tell me this is paid, my brother and my sister, that is paid. That's the man we are talking about. So this fact men that try to compare themselves with him, I'm coming to get a list. They are debating their own generation, not him. More than try to listen. More than try to talk about him. More they exposing the parents. That is what is here. So in the case of Nigeria, so far I see my senior PTOB in the Nigeria politics. My sister, I'm telling you true. Nigeria will get it well one day. Whether they like it or not.
Okay.
2023 was a joke. If you 2023 it was a joke. Nigeria will give the world president what we deserve 2027. Let's be going to it gradually.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nemeka, for calling all the way from Ejigbo. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Thank you so much for calling. Welcome to the recap. What's your name and location, please? Are you there? What's your name and location?
Hello.
Welcome to the recap.
Sister Shoma, good afternoon. Yeah, I'm for real calling from Amodopi.
Your name is For Real.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome, For Real.
Yes.
Let's hear from you. We've discussed quite a few issues today.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, I want to comment on Mr. Anosike there. The man is just so good at whenever I hear him speak, I will just be praying that he continue to speak and speak. You know, when we end the show, I will be feeling bad. I want to commend him. You should keep it up, and you yourself too. What I want to say, what I want to add to the program today, I don't think it's among what they discuss today, but it's just a general thing.
Okay.
The thing is, I always hear this thing, which I feel is not correct, which I feel is wrong. We voted somebody into power. That person is the person who put the country on his hands. So whether he employs a good minister, whether he employs a bad minister, we are not after this. We are not after to discuss about his ministers or his advisors. That Tinubu has a bad advisor. That's why this one don't happen. No, if he delivers well to us, it's him. We never voted for any minister. So Nigeria should stop thinking that shallow way of that myopic way of they keep talk this minister. He himself is the person we should responsible with. If he delivers, fine, we'll praise him, not his ministers. Because if you end up employing somebody that end up looking money at that issue of that woman, that woman is looking for, he's the one that we should hold responsible with, because he is the one that employed the person in. So, in fact, as a matter of fact, we can move thinking that he conspired with the person.
Wait, that means this new app that they created, right? For real. That means this new app that they created, that they say, oh, as a Nigerian, you can use it to rate the ministers to know if they are doing well or not. You don't support it. The application, if you log on to the app, you can say if this minister is good or they are doing their job well. Do you think that that's a good idea?
Those things are waste of time and funds. Mr. Anosiki has earlier analyzed it to us. Those things are just trying to make us busy unnecessarily. You see, those things are the normal way of spending money, just to spend money wastefully. So my take on what I'm saying is, we should have that mindset of not even checking whatever the ministers are doing. Is the president is the one we voted into power. You understand me? I don't know if you understand me. If dollar goes up today, dollar comes down today, we are not to pay the CBO. We shouldn't be able to talk about
no matter
CBO
what
governor.
it is, we'll always attribute it to the president. It's not about since he's the one that was voted for. He's the one that ran the election, not any of his ministers. Thank you, for real. Thank you so much for your
give the
call.
scorecard. If he does well, okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Foriel. I keep listening. The recap continue. Mr. I'd just like you to speak for a minute on that. He's saying, look, it's not about the ministers. It's not about any other person. It's about the president. If he does well, we'll give him the accolade. If any of his ministers should mess up, we'll also blame him.
Governance is like football. Tinubu is like a football coach. A football coach has 11 boys on the field. If any of them is not doing well, it is the duty of the coach to remove him and put another person. You don't tell the coach from the stand, change this person or change this person. No, the coach should know his boys, their capacity. So if you leave anybody on the field for 90 minutes, it means that the coach is satisfied with the performance of that person.
So if the person performs well or not, the coach will be to blame. Or to
that's why when the team is not doing well, it is the coach that is sacked, not the boys on the field. Understand me? So Tinubu just want to shy away from responsibilities. What we're now hearing is that Putin declared war on Ukraine. Not understand? Putin is not the first minister of Russia. Understand me? But it is his name. And so they said that Putin has declared war on Ukraine. So
it's believed that whatever decision is taken by someone that the president employs, he is in support of it.
Is the president. What we are saying today is Abacha. There are ministers that stole money under Abacha. But what everybody is saying is Abacha loot. Understand me? So Tinubu wants to shy away from responsibility. If this government fails, it is Tinubu that failed, not any minister.
Okay. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. What's your name and location, please? Please turn on volume on your radio set.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Mr. Amadi, calling from Ejibo.
Welcome, Mr. Amadi. Let's hear from you in 2 minutes.
Thank you.
You see, Peter Nosike has said it all, that as this May is coming, they want to add it on something that he has done. Because, okay, I would just want to know, if he opened this app, how many people that will call that will like this minister or hate this minister, that will give him the number of people that will make up Nigeria that this minister is not going to change it or not? You understand what I mean? So all these things they are playing, APC, Nigeria have above their level of governance. Let us face the reality. Because they are not serious of this governance. They are just telling us lies, thinking that we are fools. Just because our minds are not together to force these people. Because they define democracy for the people, by the people, for the people. But because of ethnicity and the other things that make Nigeria, we cannot come together and ask these people that you are not doing good, or you are doing good. That is the only power they have. They know that we are weak to react on them. So they are doing whatever they like. Since 2015, Buhari entered there. They are doing whatever they like. Nothing they will do. These 4 years will just go like this. Nothing will happen. So that is all. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Mr. Amadi. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. I can see your messages on our WhatsApp platform, and of course your comments on YouTube. Do keep them coming. I definitely want to hear from you. Thank you so much to everyone watching us from YouTube. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hi, what's your name and location, please?
I'm not going to call back. I called to ask something about this HAP issue, please.
Okay.
This ministers, they are HAP. I'm still a question, please.
What's your question?
Those in the village, in the interior village that don't have access to any gazette. How are they going to report their own case? You see this policy. It's just like energy minister telling us about what fridge and the AC consuming light.
The minister of power.
People will sleep under bridge. People when they sleep on that bridge, when they get anything, when they get free and the AC, but then they consume Nigeria life. Until they talk to themselves and say, now let's get to work and talk like human beings before we start respecting them. God bless you, my dear.
Thank you, Nemeka, for calling again. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Shabba, good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
My name is Manobi, Pastor Obi. I'm calling from Ayobo.
Welcome, Pastor. Let's hear from you in 2 minutes, please.
Okay, I want to talk about earpiece. Earpiece.
Okay.
No, people used to criticize Mr. Nosike that most of the times when it has to do with an Igbo man, that he tries to defend them. But he was here, well, I could hear him condemn Onyema on what he does to Igbos. And I don't know why those people are always doing this to ourselves. And then we turn around to complain that the nation is treating us badly. We treat ourselves badly. If there's a transport company that's owned by someone, when they have their occasion, like either Fitri or something, they tend to reduce down the price. But when it comes to an Igbo man, we triple the prices. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Onyema should know that what goes around comes around. What goes around always comes around. Now he's crying that they are treating him badly. They want to send him out. But this is the same thing he does. Maybe this will teach him now. Let's see what happens this Christmas. If he will have sense to know that whatever will be, will be. Now he's crying wolf. He's crying foul. He's wondering. He's complaining. Now he wants the whole nation to come and fight all these foreign airlines for him. But when it's his own turn, what does he do to his family? What does he do to the Igbo people who are his family? I think we should learn from all this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God
Thank
bless
you, Pastor, for calling. Keep listening. The recap continues 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. You can give me a WhatsApp call or you can send a message. We're also live on YouTube. It's Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. I've picked your call. Good evening.
Chioma, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. What's your name and your location, please?
My name is Hugo.
Why are
Mr.
you calling me
Anosika, I
from
greet you,
Hugo?
sir.
Thank you so much.
I'm calling from UK.
Lagos to London. What cause issue? Talk to us.
I beg, somebody just talk about the Airpeace. Airpeace is the most expensive airline when you talk about from Igbo land to any other part of Nigeria.
So for local flights.
Yeah, local flight is the most expensive for the Igbos for the Easterners.
So we're basically calling out Airpeace right now.
We are calling out the Airpeace. If you check, if you're doubting me now, consider the Igbo land. I'm talking of Anambra and other related Igbo states.
Southeastern states.
To other parts of Nigeria that the Airpeace is flying. Compare from Kano to
So
to
you're saying Southeast flights are the most expensive.
Yes, his flight is more expensive for the Easterners than any other part of Nigeria. You understand what I'm saying? That one aside, I want to talk about Minister of Power and the NEPA. Chioma,
sir?
I built in the village. I wired the place. I even bought a pole for extension. Are you getting what I'm saying? I bought cable to bring the light down. To connect to other line to connect to other poles that other people have put before mine. They said that I should pay 540,000 naira to connect to light.
Did they give you a reason?
NEPA will not connect your house. NEPA will not provide you with meter. NEPA will not buy pole. You will do all these things, and the connecting fee will be at the Iroko 3. What are they ministering and what are they powering? You understand what I'm saying? What are they ministering and what are they powering? I don't understand these things. How can somebody buy pole, connect light, for you to reconnect to other people? They say there is landlord association and all this, and you have to pay 540,000 to connect light after you have bought pole with your money. That's what I'm saying. You buy recline wire and every other things. So how can somebody be making profit from business that you didn't even invest on? Just for you to supply the light again so that people will pay is a very big issue again. We are paying for darkness. You down east there, where from my own community, they are charging per house. My dad is the only person that is residing in the whole building for now, and they are bringing a bill of more than 10,000 naira for just an old man that is not using anything reasonable. And sometimes you will not see any light. Every month they will bring bill. The most scandalous thing that happens to Nigeria, if you ask me to say, is NEPA and the power, whatever that is related. It's so shameful. And this man is bragging on social media, saying this internet, this is. Let me tell you, where I'm staying in England, since December till now, my heater is still on. And each and every month,
you don't switch off your appliances to save power.
You switch off what? As a matter of fact, I want to shock you. After my first child, we cooked this insala soup for the omogo. You know what I'm talking about. And we forgot one of the plates for more than 1 year. We realized that the soup was there after my son's birthday. You understand? Funny enough, when we brought it out, the soup was entered the way we packaged it. We packaged it.
And you don't switch off your fridge and all that.
Switch off what?
Anyway, the minister has apologized for saying that. He said he meant no insult.
Even it's not even he should apologize because carpenter will not know in work. What do you expect? When somebody who don't know what is power is now the minister of power.
Okay,
who cannot even define work is the minister of power.
Mr. Ogo, we have to hear from others as well. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. Are you
Good
there?
evening.
Hi, what's your name and location,
Good
please?
afternoon. Yes.
Welcome. What's your name and location, please? Oh dear, give me a call back. 0700 903 903 903. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 5:21 p.m. by my time. Let me hear from you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening, my sister.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
This is Danjuma calling from Ikoyi.
Welcome, Danjuma. It's a pleasure to have you here. Make we hear your own thoughts on all of the most of the issues we've discussed.
Yes, my regard to your analysis here, dear my brother Peter Nosike.
He can hear you.
From Edo State anyway. I know when you had Danjuma, you think that I'm from the north.
Why are you assuming for me now?
I know if I talk now, you will say if I have evidence. I'm talking of dollarization of Nigeria. My old elder brother was in APC convention in 2022. Tinubu bribed them with $1 package on envelope. He flies from Abuja to Lagos and show it to me.
And he told you that was the person that gave it to him.
He was among the delegates now. Is it not his boy that you're sharing it to vote for him? Now, because it's a strong APC in my local government in Isako, Edo State. We even talk this morning. I said the person that you collect bribe to vote for now, how far, how market? He will say, he never think the man will behave like that. Although he has now joined Obaseki in a PDP in Edo
So
State.
you are just saying that dollarization of the economy did not start today?
It did not start now.
And that people at the top are also guilty?
Yes, now you know now. You know. That is why I said if I talk now, you will say if I have evidence.
But I have to ask, my brother. I have to ask.
Yes, I'm telling you what happens. He bought that primary in Abuja, as he also bought a presidential election in Nigeria.
Mr. Danjuma, unfortunately, yes. I'm going to need you to move away from that particular topic, all right? You will be required to prove any allegations that you make, even if you believe in your heart that what you're saying is the truth. But this is radio, and it's not just roadside conversation, all right?
I agree with you. You are working on, I agree with you.
All right, you want to speak on another issue?
Yes, in this Onyema crying out of this.
Airpiece issue.
The Airpiece, that's your man there, Mr. Peter Musike. He destabilized Nigeria. I love that man so much. Look at what he said about Onyema. He said, "What goes round comes round." It is true that even Los Zeros go aboard Los Zeros from here to Kanu, which is about 3 times to the east, and see the amount they pay. But from here to east, that is not even up to from here to Birni-Gwari, Kaduna State. Look at the amount they charge their people. In fact, Nigeria, as Mr. Anosike said that they did not ask us which bad they want to believe. I, from Edo State, if you even ask me if I will be proud to be in Nigeria, or if I will never say I want to stay in
so
Nigeria.
If they consult you before making the constitution, you will say they do?
Yes, if they consult me, I will say no. Count us out of Nigeria. What are we? Since I grew up to this age, I have never benefited anything from Nigeria. So why should I be proud of Nigeria? Never. Okay, look at it. We are paying for darkness. Buhari came when he was campaigning in 2014 at Balogun Stadium in Oliko here. Thank God I was there. Although as an spectator, he climbed the podium that Nigeria pay for darkness. Look at Fashola. He was saying that a serious country, a serious government, within 6 months, they will give the country light. But he was there for how many years? 8 years. Was there any light? APC is a scam. Although I'm a card-carrying member of APC, the card was issued to us by Adam Aliu Oshomole when he was the governor of Edo State. Yes, I'm telling you authoritatively, I'm still carrying the card. But when Peter Obi come on board, I dropped APC. I
Are
swept
you now
my,
a card carrying member of the Labour Party?
I don't know where they register their own. If I knew, I will go. I will go and register. Yes, I swapped my PVC from Edo State to Lagos. I voted here. I voted here for Obi. Even governorship, I voted Labour Party. I can never belong to. I can't belong to a Curtis party.
Thank you, Danjuma. Thank you so much. You've said quite a bit.
Thank
Keep
you, my
listening. The
brother.
recap continues. All right. Where do I even start from analyzing everything that Danjuma has said? Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hi
Good
there.
evening,
I picked your call.
is my name.
What's your name, sir?
I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Yes, please. What's your name?
Additional is my name. Additional I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Additional. Welcome. Let's hear from you.
Yes, I must comment. Yes, I must commend your guest. He has done very well. But let me tell you, it's good. It's very easy to talk is cheap. Peter Obi may come on board and may not even perform. Because why am I saying this? It's on record when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State. He performed very well. That is what attract many people to Lagos. As we are speaking, people are saying, what was the achievement of Peter Obi when he was a governor of Anambra State? Why am I asking this? If Peter Obi lay a good foundation as a governor of Anambra State, the way people are trooping to Lagos, people will be trooping to Anambra State. If Peter Obi did very well and lay a very good foundation, as I said before, people will be trooping into that state because many people will look for the gain they will make in that state. But as Lagos State it is today, yes, people may criticize Asiwaju. Yes, he may not do everything perfectly, but he lay a very good foundation.
Okay, so you feel that somebody can be good at one thing and then later on. I can hear you, Additional.
No, you see, it's just 10 months in the presidency. We can't use just 10 months to judge him. Why am I saying this? Before Buhari left, we all know the level of debt that he piled. We all know insecurity that is so endemic that he met. And thank God now, from his own policy, economic policy, neither is or continue getting some strength against the international currency. What I want Nigeria to do, each and every one of us need to join hands together. I'm sure we support this very government because this is only these countries belong
to all of us. Hello, Additional, are you there? You are experiencing network issues. You know what? Give me a call back, okay? Mr. Noske, you want to say something about what he said?
He said that people are trooping to Lagos because of what Tinubu did. But this is 100% lie. Lagos,
why do you feel
Lagos is the federal capital of Nigeria. Andaba International.
Is or was?
Andaba International was built 1985. Aspanda was built in the 90s. Trade Fair was built in the 90s. So people were already coming here. Lagos State is the first state to have an international airport. Lagos State has an international seaport. These are the attractions that bring people to Lagos.
It's this infrastructure that made people come down to Lagos.
It's never Tinubu. Lagos was already filled up before Tinubu became governor in 1999. So I just want to put it straight.
Okay.
Lagos is the first state in the country to have an international airport, which is business. Lagos has international seaport, which is business. These things have nothing to do with Bonda Ahmed Tinubu. So saying that if P2B has done well, people would have been trooping to Anambra, he's talking nonsense. He is talking absolute nonsense. Lagos is the economic hub of West Africa.
All right.
Tinubu did not contribute anything to it.
Not even one thing.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Not even when he was governor, that everyone has been talking about how he did well, and that's
did
why
what?
he convinced people to
mention one infrastructure. Mention one infrastructure that Tinubu did as a governor.
Okay. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. That's the number to call, or you can send a message to me on WhatsApp. We're live on YouTube, all right? You can find us at the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Just type that into your search bar in case you want to put a face to the voice, or a face to the name. We just want to see what's going on in here. Call us up. I definitely want to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hi.
What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Christian. I'm calling from London.
Welcome, Christian. Thank you for calling all the way from London. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch one thing.
Okay.
Somebody said a while ago that people are trooping. I think Ms. Anosike addressed it briefly, that people are trooping into Lagos because of what Tinubu did. That's a lie. If they want to see P2B's achievement, unfortunately, some of these people haven't even been to the southeast. Some of them haven't been to the southeast, because if they have, they should have known what P2B did in Anambra State. Let it be known that when P2B came in as governor of Anambra State was in a turmoil. Remember, the governor before him was kidnapped. There were no offices. There was nothing like civil service. That's why when you hear P2B say, he always said that when he came into Anambra State, it was like lunatics were out of asylum. So he had to put them back into asylum in order to be able to. And that was exactly what happened. The State House was burnt. The Governor's Lodge was burnt. He had to rebuild it. That one alone, I remember the House of Assembly voted over 700 million to renovate one of the properties. And what did P2B do? He used less than 10% of that vote to rebuild this thing. When he was in charge, Anambra State had the best road network in Nigeria. It's on record. The best. In fact, even EU, they gave him an award. He spoke at UN because they wanted to know how he dealt with all those things. Education in Anambra State was dead when he came in. He came in, although he gave the schools back to the people who owned them. And what did they do? Anambra State came from 26th to 1st for about 3 years while he was in office. Where was Tinubu? Anyway, I don't want to talk about Tinubu because we all know what is happening today in Nigeria, But anybody who comes, now, let me just, one thing more. P2B has been going to the north and digging, helping them with borehole. And people have been complaining, why didn't you do it in Anambra State? That's a lie. When P2B went to Anambra State, he did more than what he's doing in the north today, because he dug. There was all the secondary schools in Anambra State had borehole. Go and ask. All the secondary schools in Anambra State had buses. He supplied them with lab computers. Oh my God. Anyway, you see, when it comes to politics, politicians bring religion and tribalism in order to divide the people. And that's what is happening in Nigeria, which is unfortunate. But I'm happy what is happening today is happening, so that maybe people will realize, let's look for somebody who can help us. Anyway, that's my contribution. Thank you very much.
So much for your call. It's a pleasure hearing from you. Keep listening. The recap continues. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. All right, give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
I'm sorry. Good evening.
What's happened, bro? Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Ifeanyi from Ikorodu.
Ifeanyi from Ikorodu. Welcome, Ifeanyi. Let's hear from you.
First of all, is about the light issue. This light that they are saying they have ban A, ban B, is increased every. They increase it in every angle. Is everywhere. The same thing happened last year when people were shouting that NEPA said they want to increase NEPA holding said they want to increase light, and they said no, they debunked it that they are not increasing any light. But at the end of it, during December period, they log everybody out. Do using prepared, they log everybody out. Tell you that you must use code, and immediately we use that code, we find out that they reduce our units. So this thing that they are saying is some people using it, some people in some area, is everybody. That is number one. Secondly, about somebody saying P2B issue. See, I watched interview when P2B was saying after he built everything, he called people to come and help him to commission it. But because the money that we are charging on commission, he will do this and do that. He said he don't want to do that anymore. So whenever he built anything, he just allowed people to start using it. That was why I look at if what he did was secret. That is number one. Secondly, okay, if Tinubu really did well in Lagos, why did they lose Lagos? P2B won almost 100% in Anambra, but Tinubu still won in Lagos. Why did they? See, when we are talking of Lagos, you should talk about Marwa. You should talk about what I've forgotten the name of the other person. They are the one that built Lagos, not Tinubu. Tinubu is just eating the glory. So when anybody is saying Tinubu, I'm not. See, number one thing is the reason why, let me tell you this, the reason why Igbo people are coming to Lagos to do business is because they refuse to build seaports in East, build international airports. That's the reason why we are coming here. Come from here, carrying container going to East. Have you been there, build all these things in East? Did they think that they will be coming here? They will be in their side, they're doing business. So anybody should not even try to compare P2B and Tinubu. P2B is just eating glory. They should open their eyes. It's not about tribalism. It's not about brother. They should travel to East and South. P2B said he was even surprised that he did not want 100% in Anambra. When people were telling him that he's rich, he told them that he was surprised that he didn't want 100%. And even in Lagos, he won it. And somebody will come and be trying to compare Tinubu with Lagos. With P2B. Okay, see what happened today. What happened today in Oshodi? Because he hold up everywhere with all the convoys, separating convoys into three because they said they are reducing it. The three groups, the first group will pass. We look as if they are finished. Another group come again 3 times. Causing problem everywhere. Thank you, Jari.
Okay, 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Keep them coming, all right? I can see your calls and your messages. Do keep them coming. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name and location, please?
This is Charles from First House.
Welcome, Charles. Let's hear from you in a minute or two.
Please, nobody should use Lagos State as a yardstick to measure any performances by any government.
Why do you say
because
so?
Because Lagos have everything. If anybody claims that it's a superstar, he should go to Ekiti State and become governor there. And bring governor. They say the idea of Lagos State was 500 million when he came on board. They increased it to 100 billion or whatever billion or 3 billion. Lagos, like Mr. Nosike is saying, Lagos have everything here. So everybody, even if you bring a town to the street of Lagos to come and govern this state, the person will perform very well. So not only this Lagos as a yardstick to measure any governor that he did wonderfully well or he was this or superman. Please, they've given him Nigeria now to rule. What is happening? Let's start from there. They've given him Nigeria to rule. So what is happening?
Okay, and that's all you called to say. 0700 903 903 903. I think we'll take 2 more calls and we'll call it a day right here on the program, so I can take your messages on WhatsApp and your comment on our YouTube platforms. 2 more calls and we'll call it a day. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening, my sister.
What's your name and location, please?
Yakubu, to miss my name.
Welcome, Yakubu. Welcome, Yakubu. Let's hear from you in a minute or two, please.
Yes, I'm good of death over there. You see, we don't need to argue ourselves about somebody build Lagos or somebody don't build Lagos. My age now, I'm almost 60 years of age now. Like my brother said, I'm from Edo State. I never get anything from this country. I struggle for myself to be out by myself, do everything by myself. Since I was born, I never get anything from this nation called Nigeria. Why are we worrying ourselves? You see, you cannot compare Tinubu with any governor because you can't compare Tinubu with somebody. Somebody performed excellent well. They only give him 4 years to rule and they push him away. Can you compare Tinubu with Marwa? Marwa performed excellent well in Lagos there. Forget about Pachola that are just destroying, building flower up and there. So let's forget about somebody from Yoruba, somebody from somebody. So, to me, they give me 5,000 where I wanted to vote for. I said I will vote for Obi, and I vote for Obi. And I don't regret it. They charge me 5,000, I don't need your money. They give me beer, I say I don't want to drink beer. And nobody can drive my wife from where it's selling market. They know me. And they accept they give me. I think this one it's not rocket science. All of us go to the same market. We buy the same garlic, we buy the same rice, we buy the same oil. Is that not so? We buy the same soap to bath. The economy is worrying everybody. Even the armed robber on the road. It's worrying everybody. So let's forget about the settlement. Somebody from somewhere else. That's why Nigeria is to grow. That's why we need like this. Let somebody call and point to 2 or 3 things that Tinubu did when he was governor of Lagos State. I challenge everybody to come out and tell me the 3 things that governor Tinubu do. Don't let create a bureau to worry people on the road and market people inside the market.
Okay, Mr. Yakubu.
Let somebody challenge me. The 3 things that Tinubu do in this Lagos State. Is it the road? Is it the light? Is it the environment? They bring the IGI from 80 million naira to supply the people. That's why we are here today. Look at the economy. Look at everything. They want to look at about roads. Where people never eat. The company are closing down. Leave them, let them continue. God, when there's time, God will take control. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Yakubu to me for calling. One more call. I will call it today right here on the program. Just one more call. I can see that I think this is Remy from Akoka has been trying to reach me. And Remy, if I can take your call, so we'll call it today right here on the program. It would be really befitting. Okay, so give me a call, 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. One more call and we'll call it today right here on the program, so I can take your messages on WhatsApp and your comments on our YouTube platform as well. Okay, who will be our final lucky caller for today? Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and location?
Hello. Yeah. First one. Okay, I'm for real. Just first one. Hello, for real. I called before. I just want to make a brief call now.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, please. Okay, please. I want to use the opportunity to talk to that man that called with regard to Peter B. Peter B didn't do well in Anambra State. I'm in Lagosian. I'm for Edo State. I'm a Benin man. I'm in Lagosian. I was born and brought up here in Lagos by school in Uniben. So the thing is, that man should go and check the file, Peter B file and record. When I go to Peter B record when he was the governor in Anambra State, it's like a mind-blowing record. I don't think some governors in Africa, if not in this world, this certain things Peter B did. So nobody should be in a position to start comparing Tinubu and Peter B. Peter B did very well. Tinubu too, probably did well too, you know. But I know that Tinubu tend to increase the IGR of Lagos State. Yes, it's not easy. Yeah, innovated today. Part of what makes Lagos State to be richer state today is because Tinubu fine. For me, I was brought up here. You understand? But Lagos is a ready-made state. It has local airport, international airport, it has seaport.
It's a ready-made by boundaries.
So Lagos State doesn't. So it's ready-made on its own self. It's already made.
Okay. Thank you for real.
Don't 6 years old boy rule Lagos for one day. He gives that premium during his tenure every year. So that shows that Lagos can be ruled by anybody. So it's not that you must have to be protected. So in regard to Peter B case, Peter B is the man that did that. Other man that called earlier on should go and find that Peter B record in Anambra State.
Okay, thank you so much. Like we have a final call to take before we go. All right.
So
thank you.
So that's it.
Thank you so much. Welcome, Remy. Good evening. Thank you for calling back.
Hi, Chama. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you. It's a pleasure to hear from you.
Greetings
Happy
to your
weekend.
guest.
He can hear you. Mr. Noske can hear you.
Yeah, a quick one.
A caller who said Obi has the compared to that of Tinubu. I should have, if I were you, I would have asked him was the Human Development Index. Index, if you have to compare Lagos to Anambra, we all know the answer. The only way Tinubu was able to increase the IGR was by taxing us. Oh, that miracle he did now. He overtaxed us. Tell me how else he generated the so-called IGR. It was through multiple taxations. And history will always remain there that he was to create the Agbero institution in Lagos State.
Okay, Sim Jeremy has said all he has to say. Let me now take your message on WhatsApp and on YouTube. Beginning from YouTube, Undubweze Amaku says, "Why are you people bringing Arabambi issues? Anytime you call Peter Obi, Arabambi is seeking relevance in the news. He is a tribal bigot." At Ijeoma Arabambi, Mazi Prince said Ijeoma Arabambi is inconsequential and needs to be ignored. Why do we dwell on what transactional politicians say? Dal 1417 says, in UK, we people spray dollars, but it's not a legal tender, which means you cannot use it unless you change it to pounds. So it's other European countries. Lizzie Akman says Arabambi, the APC tout, will say PO lacks human managerial capability because PO disallowed him and his cohort to walk over him. Polished Tin says Sanosuke, stop calling people touts. Polished Tin also says, so if Peter Obi becomes president, so this is how people will be insulting anyone that criticizes him. Adesua or Sagir, they says Arabambi is I know we talk this one. No. Okay, Surplus Link says, what is he criticizing Obi for? If I may ask you, Polished Tin, will you lie against me just because you don't like me? Criticism has to be factual and verifiable. Then Polished Tin says, at Surplus Link, Peter Obi does not need anyone to defend him, whereas Obi never calls people names. Why is Anosike taking it personal? Polished Tin also says, at Surplus Link, do you see anyone throw sticks at the bad fruit on a tree? Polished Tin also says radio stations in Rwanda. Polished Tin, what's happen? What we do you? Cornelius Nwejike says Arabambi is a nobleman. They forgot Lagos was once the capital of Nigeria. Adam Solomon says, thank you, sir. Teach them. Hard work confidence says, let them give us seaports in the east. We will go back to the east. Polished Tin says, Anosuke said Tinubu did nothing in Lagos. Haba. What Tinubu did in Lagos does not commensurate with the revenue coming from Lagos. Adam Solomon then said, Polish, name one thing Tinubu built in Lagos, not just two. Not two, just one, please. Polish Tin says, okay, Adam Solomon, check my last comment. You come like now you talk to yourself for this comment section, and I'm now invading. Polish Tin says, I don't like all these petty arguments that someone has no achievement. Adam Solomon says, please, I'm not arguing with you. Just name one thing Tinubu did. Polished Tin says, please, why was Obi impeached twice in Anambra and there was no protest? Then Adam Solomon says, because everything you see in Lagos minus the train, all were built by the military. Lagos was once capital of Niger and commercial city of Nigeria. Okay. Polished Tin then said, at Adam Solomon, he increased the revenue allocation. Adam Solomon then replied, if you want to know why, then you don't know Anambra in the 90s to early 2000s before Obi. Please, how old are you? Because if you're in your 40s, you will know. Then Polished Tin replied, Anambra with two big commercial cities. Now, just the tackle herself for this comment session. Adam Solomon says, bro, name the revenue. The Leaking Toll Gate, is it coming to Lagos Post or the BRT? Name the revenue coming to Lagos by Tinubu. Then Polished Tin says, at Adam Solomon, both Tinubu and Obi did nothing special. It's like that's the conclusion of the whole matter. Then Polished Tin asked, are there no Agberos in Onisha? You know what? Polished Tin and Adam Solomon, you're like, honestly, I wouldn't even lie, I'm entertained. Okay, moving on to WhatsApp. Some years ago, Tinubu gave a lecture in the University of Ibadan that if you want to know how a government and president is performing, go to the market and ask market women how is the country, and that they are the best people to tell how the citizens are faring. He's now the president, and he should always is it local market to find out how the country is doing. He shouldn't shy out from things now because the mantle of leadership is with him now from for real. Okay. Hi. afternoon to you in the studio. Please ask your guest what is the achievement of Obi when he was governor of Anambra. Talk is cheap. Peter Obi can do more than what Tinubu is doing now because he did not achieve anything as governor of Anambra, and is on record the achievement of Tinubu as governor of Lagos. And that's why more people are coming to Lagos and refuse to go to Anambra State, because Peter Obi did not lay a good foundation as a governor of Anambra State. From additional Wasiu in Ikorodu. Evening, Chairman Mr. Anosike. Since the president came into power, he's been putting square pegs in round holes. Look at his ministers. Case study, power minister, you put an accountant and party loyalist to be power minister. The silence of Nigerians had made the government legitimize. Dayo from Fagba, thank you so much. Dayo, I know your handwriting. Okay, we should know the truth so it to set us free. Is Tinubu the first governor of Lagos? Lagos is former capital of Nigeria. So Lagos was well developed before he came. I'm a Lagosian. I'm 62 years old. Nobody should tell a story. Thanks, my dear. This is very annoying. Mrs. Seriki Ilekbo. Okay, this person says, if your guest was quick to condemn former minister for not supporting Air Peace, you should commend the current minister and Tinubu for breaking foreign monopoly in our aviation. Allen Onyema can't do anything without being supported by the government. Let us commend the government when they are doing well, not only criticize them when they are not doing well. Chioma, because Apapa did not agree with Peter Obi, your guest labeled them tout when he knows PSD drive truck for Dangote. We should learn how to control our emotions on air. Olu from Badagry. Good evening. The way this person always tag me, Mrs. Chioma. Okay, so please work it out. Is it the duration of electricity supply that determines the charges of electricity consumption, or the actual consumption that determines the charges via the meter reading? That's a good question, Mr. Anosuke. If electricity is being supplied by 20 hours by the disco to the consumers, and a consumer who lives for work for 10 hours while turning off the power in his home, how many hours has he consumed? Should the consumer pay for the total electricity supply during the day, whether used or unused? Doesn't the consumer, who also is a customer, have the inalienable right to pay the actual cost of what he consumed according to the meter reading as a proper measure for payment? The customer is always right to how much electricity he chooses to consume, which is capable of footing the bill at his most convenient time. Otherwise, discourse will be alleged of infringing on the customer's fundamental human rights. Chisco from Ijagemo Jagajaga Road. Okay, from Adeyemi Kamaru, Satellite Town, Lagos. Why the Labour Party reserve his 2027 presidential ticket for Peter Obi in a democracy when they have not even had a presidential primary? Labour Party under Peter Obi and Abure is a totalitarian only suited for North Korea. They vex so. He says they're poisonous to free and fair elections. Not Korea, long. That's far. When I hear some people saying that Nigeria people are paying the cheapest rate on electricity, I laugh. My question to those individuals is, are Nigerians not paying so much when they are being given crazy bills for darkness because the power supply is so epileptic? Those people comparing Nigerians to Ghana, Togo, and any other African country should go to those countries and see how many hours those countries are having power supply per day. Must Nigeria carry last? I like this question. Chinemere from Agbara. Okay, good evening, Choma and Mr. Anosike. God bless that caller that talked about Tinubu didn't build Lagos. Truly, he did not. The people who built Lagos was Jakonde, Mariwa, Fashola, and Ambody. All the people saying he built Lagos is based on what he built was okay. Dayo from Fagba, thank you so much for your message. And that is all we can take on today's episode of the recap. As much as we want to continue with the conversation, our time is fast spent and we need to go. Mr. Nasuke, I would like to get your concluding thoughts on everything we've discussed today.
Yeah, I want to touch on a few issues. One, on the issue of electricity. Electricity is like your airtime. Nobody decides for you whether to make a call or not to make a call. If you buy and if you recharge on your phone, if you don't make a call, your airtime
remains intact
for you. Understand? So the same way, if you recharge and put your this thing off and put every electrical appliance off, your meter will not read. So it shouldn't count. So telling you 20 hours a day, all that are scam. That's on the issue of electricity. Then on Tinubu and Obi, a TIOS local government has more revenue than any state in the southeast.
Etiosa local government.
Local government. Apapa local government has more revenue than any state in the southeast. So somebody who has more will definitely do more. But in Lagos here, they have more. They are not doing any. They are not even doing 20% of what they had. Talking of those that built Lagos State, Jakonde, nobody mentioned him here. That if Jakonde is number 1, Marowan is number 2, Ambode. Today, you can see structures that Ambode did. Go to Aja Ekpe Road. Go to Abunde Agba. Go to Oshodi. Go to Motamu Mohammed International Airport. Go to Ikorodu. This is Ambode's network. Who can mention Tinubu's own?
Okay.
So the records are there. No hand can cover the moon.
No hand can cover the moon. As much as we want to continue with the conversation, time here says it's 4 minutes before 6 p.m. and so we need to go. The recap will make a return same time, same station next Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. Thank you so much for being part of today's program. To everyone who joined us on YouTube, to you listening from the comfort of your home, wherever it is you're listening to me from, I really do appreciate your listenership. We'll be back next week. Remember to always do everything you can to make Nigeria better in your own little corner of the world. I won't leave without saying thank you, Mr. Nuski, for always joining us. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. A happy weekend and make the most of the weekend. Remember, you go back to work on Monday. Have an amazing one.